Cigarette Dreams posted in the Glitch in the Matrix subreddit by Magenta Riffraff. I want to start by saying that I've never smoked a cigarette and neither has anyone in my family. I also have no desire to start smoking. However, for as long as I can remember, I've had incredibly realistic dreams about smoking. I have nothing to compare it to, but in my dreams, it's as if I can actually taste the smoke and feel the heat. It's unbelievably satisfying, and I wake up craving it for hours after. I never thought too much about it until I had one of these dreams last night. Everything was the same, except this time, I noticed what the pack of cigarettes looked like. It had a fancy red design with the head of a cat pictured near the top. I could only vaguely remember the brand name. It was something cat. Today when I woke up, I was curious about this brand, so I did some Googling. That's when I found this. I was surprised to see how extremely closely it resembled my dream brand cigarettes. I don't recall ever seeing them before. Apparently, they were sold in England around the first half of the 1900s. I don't really know what this means, if it means anything, but I just thought I'd share and see if anyone else had dreams like this. Flyswatter disappeared, then reappeared with a bite taken out of it, posted in the Glitch in the Matrix subreddit by, this account again. A lot of weird things have happened in my life, but this is one of the strangest. Grandma had a house built on a nice piece of land, brand spanking new house, not an ancient burial ground, etc. So stereotypical hauntings don't seem to apply. No gas leaks or radon, weird EMFs, mischievous neighbor kids, etc. I checked. Stuff appears in her house like crazy. It drives her nuts, but most people dismiss her because she's elderly and they assume dementia. Her memory is a bit hairy, so I don't always know to what extent her complaints are valid. One day I'm at her house. I'm helping her clean. Big horse flies are all over the house. She's wielding her fly swatter. It was cheap, plastic, and pink. The swatty part is shaped like a flower. She alternates between washing dishes and killing flies. Whenever she's washing, the fly swatter is on the counter next to the sink. This goes on for about 20 minutes. She pauses to come over and talk to me. A fly lands on the table between us. Her bloodlust returns. She turns to get the fly swatter, but now it's not on the counter. We can't find it. I assume she sat somewhere else, but we searched the whole place, a really small single-level house, and there are not many places to hide her stuff, and can't find it anywhere. Eventually we give up and she rolls up a newspaper and uses that. 10 minutes later, the fly swatter magically reappears on the counter in the exact place she'd been leaving it. The swatting part, though, has what appears to be a bite taken out of it, like someone chomped a piece right out of the side. This sufficiently freaks us out and we stop killing flies for the day. I'm going over to her place this evening. I'll see if she still has the fly swatter and get a picture if she does. We still have no explanation for what happened. Maybe just some strange coincidences posted in the Glitch in the Matrix subreddit by PostSexJizzRocket. In the past few months, a lot of weird things have been happening to me. On quite a few occasions, I'll be watching TV with a friend and we'll be talking, and someone on television will say exactly what I just said. A few weeks ago, a friend went to a concert and got hit in the face. A metal concert. It was a total accident. He tweeted something about having to get stitches earlier in the day. Way later that night, me and another friend were talking, and I asked, I wonder what Damon's face looks like. Not even a whole second later, his phone jingles and mine lights up. We both receive Snapchats from our friend of his face. 2 nights ago, I had a weird craving for some donut sticks. Me and my girlfriend went to the gas station really late to pick some up. I tweeted something about a journey to get donut sticks. The next morning, a different friend of mine was asked by his grandpa to pick him up some donut sticks. He had never heard of them before, and neither did the person he was with. So he gets on Twitter before he leaves, and the first thing he sees is my tweet about donut sticks. Not that weird, right? So yesterday I'm actually talking to a friend about weird occurrences and glitches, and I said, I wish DJ was here to give us some input on what he thinks. Right then, DJ pulls into my driveway. Another DJ-related glitch, probably the strangest to me. About 5 years ago, we were at his house listening to a song called Strobe by deadmau5. It was kind of just background music to us hanging out. At some point in the song, for about 30 seconds, this really old music started playing. It definitely didn't fit, but we didn't say anything about it until later. Kind of like, hey, did you notice that really old music start playing? Yeah, let's rewind and listen to it again. We could not find it. It wasn't an ad. There were no other windows open on the computer, no pop-ups. The strangest thing we still talk about to this day. The last one I'll post for now was way more serious. The summer between 8th grade and 9th grade, there was an accident in front of my house where 4 people died. The whole day leading up to this was really weird. For one, I had a huge dog that had one of those pet-safe collars, so he couldn't go past a certain boundary in our yard. Well, we had somehow got past the boundary and was laying out on the road where the crash would be later that night. The second weird thing was it had rained a lot the days before the crash, and I remember playing by the garage and seeing a bucket full of rainwater and wanting to tip it over just to be destructive, but I said to myself, I'm gonna need this, and I left it alone. When the crash happened, the first thing the firemen asked was for a bucket of water to put in the gas tank. The last weird thing about the whole crash is that an older lady came to our door to tell us there had been a wreck outside, but I don't ever remember her pulling into our driveway or seeing her leave. I'll post more of these if anyone is interested, but I just wanted to get these out and see if anyone else has things like this happen. Sorry for the format and bad grammar. Indoor raindrops posted in the Glitch in the Matrix subreddit by This Isn't Happening. Reminded of this by another post, plus it's been happening more frequently as of late. Every once in a while, a droplet of water will fall on me indoors. I live in Utah. It's not humidity. If there's a big fan going, or I'm anywhere near an air conditioner, I'll immediately write it off as some condensation issue. But sometimes I simply can't find a source. It stepped up recently as I've moved into a temporary living with my ex. I sleep in the living room. There's no fans in this room, no overhead vents, yet drip on my face as I'm laying down, or on my hands and arms. Most other places are covered by clothes or hair. No leaks in the ceiling, no sign of a leak ever, no upstairs to cause a leak, no airflow blowing from elsewhere. Not my own sweat, unless my sweat is jumping from my body and hiding for later. Anyone experienced this? My dad talked to a dead man, posted in the Glitch in the Matrix subreddit by the Grim 54321. I recently remembered this while reading another post, and I'm still not sure what to make of it. I'll keep it short. About 10 years ago, my dad was talking to one of his best friends on the phone. I saw him talking. I've heard his friend's voice, etc. It happened. Then, no more than an hour later, we got a call, and I hear my dad say, "That's impossible. I was just talking to him." The call was to inform him that the guy who he talked to earlier died from a heart attack the day before. The only thing I can think of is some sort of spiritual interface or something. Thoughts? Paranormal Paradise posted in the Glitch in the Matrix subreddit by Lakili. So I'll start by saying I'm a full-time college student and that I frequent a local Paradise Bakery restaurant for my various lunch and study breaks. I'm definitely a regular, and I've seen most of the people that work there. One day I came in to order my salad, as usual. The girl behind the counter was new. Never had seen her before. As I was ordering, she mentioned that she loved that salad. Nothing strange about that. She then goes on to suggest that she thinks I would like this other salad they have because they are her favorites. They also happen to be like mine. Still nothing major. It gets weird when she starts finishing my sentences. I like my salad with all spinach and no tomatoes. I also like to sub cucumbers for the tomatoes. I hadn't mentioned that to her yet, but she said, "Oh, I hate tomatoes. I always sub for cucumbers." I mentioned that those salads were the only two I switched between, and she had an OMG me too moment. I know it was just salad, but the entire conversation was really weird. She mentioned her name was Ariel and that she never normally talks to customers because she's shy. Honestly, she seemed too much like me. It was a bit weird. The strangest thing to me was before that day I had never seen her there. After that, I never saw her again.